This is my BMW M240i. I think that's meant to be in there. And today, we are finally fixing the fitment.
But this wasn't going to be as easy as we hoped.
You are crazy.
A couple of months ago, we put these competition alloys on my BMW M240i, and as you can see here, the fitment is quite good when it comes to width. However, the arch gap really needs fixing.
There are three main ways to lower a car: lowering springs, coilovers, and air suspension. Lowering springs are the cheapest option, coming in at about £80 to £400, and you're literally just putting in a smaller spring than the stock one. The main issue people have with lowering springs is comfort, and also the fact that you're not able to adjust them, meaning what you get is what you keep. Speaking of adjusting, we move on to coilovers. Coilovers replace both the spring and the shock and allow you to adjust your ride height and your camber whenever you want. However, this does come at a price, as it can cost you anywhere from £400 to £2,000. Coilovers are probably the most popular of the three options, and also probably give you the best handling response, which is why so many people go with them. Finally, we have air suspension. This is where you replace the spring with a bag of air. As stupid as it sounds, this actually costs a lot of money. It can be anywhere from £1,000 to £6,000, and to be honest, you'll be lucky to get it at £1,000. But what does it actually do? Essentially, you can inflate or deflate the bags whenever you want, which gives you the perfect fitment. So when you're sitting still, you can deflate the bags and have the best fitment known to man, and when you want to actually drive, you can inflate the bags and not scrape. Despite being very cool and very expensive, this actually is probably the worst option when it comes to handling. But now we know our options, what one am I going with for the M240i? So why did I go with lowering springs? Well, as I said, it's the cheapest option, and if you know me, I love things that are cheap. Second of all, I have adaptive suspension, which means depending on what driver mode I'm in, the car stiffens the suspension or it makes it a bit lighter. For me, I wanted to keep this, and if I got coilovers, I wouldn't be able to. So the option was, go with springs.
With that said, let's get going and get these springs on the car. We are starting on the rear, as it is a lot easier than the front. All you need to do is remove a plastic cover, which is held on by 4 10mm bolts, and then there is one bolt, I believe it's a 21 and an 18 nut. Once that is out, you can literally just take the spring out. It is not compressed, so it's quite easy.
Undoing the jack, and the spring will come out.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
I understand.
I
understand. You can see here we use a scissor jack to hold the arm up whilst we take the bolt out, so it takes the strain off of the bolt and it's a lot easier to slide out, and then we can take the spring out. Once that's out, all you need to do is slide the new one into position and then do the reverse, so jack up the arm, put the bolt through, put the cover back on, and you are literally done. That is one of the rears done, and it only took about half an hour. Now, as we were working on the rear, Jack was working on the front, as these take a lot longer and they're a lot harder. As you can see here, you've got to take literally everything out, so you can undo the top mount and then take the whole strut out. This then leaves us with the fun job of compressing the spring before we take the top mount off, and if you can't tell, this was the first time that we've done this. Now, we are using spring compressors that cost £8, and once you take this top mount off, the spring is like a bomb. Now, this is enough to scare most people, however, we have a hidden weapon, and his name is Dave. And lucky for us, Dave doesn't seem to care about his fingers. He's also a trained mechanic, which helps, but have a look here as he just handles the bomb without a care in the world. With this spring off, all we need to do is put the new one on whilst it's compressed, and then put the top mount on, and then do the reverse of everything Jack did earlier. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said this was no easy task, and so far it has gone very well, and I've got to agree with you. However, that is when we move on to the front left. Everything went smoothly getting it off, we managed to get the spring off, and it was all fine, but then this happened.
Jamie, your shock.
Huh?
Shock.
Where'd it go? It's not happening.
That is fucked.
While it's off, we could go to Euros and go.
My shock was absolutely destroyed. I do apologise for the bad camera work, but as you can see here, it just wasn't pushing up at all. This thing was absolutely mullered.
It's your technician here. Here's your shock. The problem we have is... this is where the Viagra should kick in.
Yeah.
It's not. So shock is broken.
Fine.
Must replace.
We managed to find one at Euro's about 40 minutes away, so off we went to pick up the part.
We have got the pod.
But when we got back, we realised it was actually the wrong one, as it didn't have adaptive suspension. So after a 1.5 hour drive and £70 spent, we still didn't have the right part, so we had to leave the car there overnight, with only half of the job done. We are back for day 2, and after spending £310 on a new shock, you could say I could be happier. Now, I'd love to say from here it went smoothly and we got it all in, however that was not the case. The spring went on the new shock perfectly fine, it was all lined up, and then I managed to snap a bolt. So, feeling very defeated, we dragged ourselves another 40-minute drive to get a new bolt, got back and began fitting it, and then I realised something.
What have you just done? What have you just done?
I've reconstructed everything for you.
It's all reconstructed. Yeah. Oh, top mountain. Yep. What? I think that's going to be in there.
Yep. After reconstructing the whole thing, we realised we left out the stopper. So we had to deconstruct it again just to put it in and then put it all back together. Obviously, whilst this was going on, we also did the rear, which was a hell of a lot easier than the front. But eventually, after everything was done multiple times over and we faced all of these little issues, it was done.
It has now been a few days, so the springs have had time to settle, and I'm telling you, we absolutely smashed the fitment on this one. It was not an easy process. We snapped a bolt. We also had to get a new shock, which was about £310. However, it's finally done, and it was so worth it. So let's go around here and show you how it looks. As you can see here, the front fitment is very aggressive. Obviously, I couldn't have it too low, otherwise it would rub every time I turned, but I think we've pretty much perfected it. But the rear is where it really stands out. This fitment is absolutely insane. It is literally perfect to the millimetre. It comes out the perfect amount, and you can barely get your fingers in there, and it doesn't rub. Honestly, I could not be happier. I'll show some pictures and some videos in the daylight so you can see at the end of the video.
Honestly, I could not be happier with the end result. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. And I just want to say a massive thank you to Jack, Callum, George and Dave for your help. I couldn't have done it without you. See you on the next one.